So welcome to this video. This video is exploring a bit of my history, the Earnshaw history, and it really is the story of how woolen weavers became publicans, became mill owners, and there's a bit of a tragedy at the end of it. Yeah, so when we were staying at Hebden Bridge, we decided to look into some of my history, and we went to Upperthong.
Yeah, near Holmfirth.
Near Holmfirth, and we went to Burnley. We were originally planning to go to Dewsbury, but we didn't need to in the end. And we thought it would really be interesting and perhaps useful to share some of the things we found. Some of this is personal history, so I'm letting you into a bit of inside information, as it were. But it just really wanted to make this video for myself, I guess. And if anyone else finds this interesting, well, that's going to be a bonus as well.
Okay.
So, shall we get on with it?
Yeah, so I found out most of the information through Ancestry. I've got a big tree in there, and we're going to show you your tree now, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll put the tree up on there. Shall we do that then? Yeah, so this is ancestry.co.uk, and you've had a subscription to this for around about 10 years.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
At least, and you create trees, family trees in here. And as you can see, you've created quite a few trees over those 10 years. You've explored the Hale family, the Chapman family, the Sayer family.
That's my side, yeah.
And that's your side, and a few other trees. But you also did a bit of work on the Earnshaw family tree as well. Yeah. Which is this one here. And we'll start at the very bottom, because we've got Robert Earnshaw, that's me, and Jennifer M. Sayer, who are both living. I was the son of Roy D. Earnshaw. My dad died in 2009. He was married to Gladys Mackin, my mum, who's still living, and he remarried in 1977 rather. But we're not going to explore that side of the family, and we're going to have a look at my granddad, who was Maxwell Earnshaw, who was married to Edith Julia Andrews, my grandma. So we'll have a look a little bit about Edith's life. And if we move up, we've got George Earnshaw, who was married to Margaret Medley, and his father was Charles Earnshaw, who was married to Hannah Wadsworth. Now, we explored some of the area around Holmfirth, and we found some Wadsworth graves in there, but we'll explain in the video what happened when we went to Upper Thong near Holmfirth. And his father, John Earnshaw, married to Hannah Hampshire, and confusingly enough, there's another John Earnshaw even earlier than
that's the 18th century, so it gets a bit difficult to find.
Yeah, so you haven't really gone
any further than that. No.
Okay. Well, let's have a look at our exploration and show you how we got on. Right.
Ancestor hunting, aren't we?
Yeah, go and meet the ancestors.
Yeah, so we're programme Mr. Satnag, and we're going to Upper Thong. I found out from the 1841 census that your ancestor John Earnshaw and your great-great-grandfather Charles lived in Upper Thong, and they lived in...
Now turn left.
Yeah. According to the 1841 census, they lived in the lane, and I'm assuming that is Upperthong Lane, which is the main one all the way through.
Yeah, we know it's number 77.
Yeah.
Well, we've programmed SatNav and it couldn't find 77, so it might have disappeared.
Yeah.
But we have a good idea where he lived.
Yeah, so that's where we're going, and John Earnshaw was a woolen weaver.
Yeah.
And we found there's lots of mills were in the area.
There's about 4 mills in Upper Thong itself.
Yeah, which is just sort of north of Holmfirth, isn't it? Which is last of the summer wine.
South of Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Here? It can't be here.
Now turn left.
Not there, surely.
No.
It's here. Say 635.
I saw that on an old map, the Ford Inn.
Ford Inn. Okay.
Yeah. 1893.
Wow.
Now turn sharp left.
Yeah, here it is. Upper Thong. Brave.
Yeah, you don't want to bring the van in.
You
No.
have reached your destination. Your destination, 91 Upperthong Lane, is on the left.
Okay. Oh, it's 91 there. It's very posh round here.
It is, isn't it?
Posh houses. 96 there. 91. 93. I think we probably ought to be going down the hill really, but 97. Yeah, we're going up the numbers, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised. I suppose a lot of these have been built, haven't they?
Yeah, these wouldn't have been here in
No.
1808 when your
No, good grief.
great
This looks like
grandfather was born.
a new housing estate, really,
Yeah,
doesn't
it
it?
does, yeah. I wouldn't mind living here actually.
No. Let's turn round. Yeah.
So in 1841 this was just called Lane.
Upperthong Lane,
Yeah.
isn't it, really? Yeah. Just Lane in the census, wasn't it? Yeah, so there must have been cottages here, old cottages for the workers in the mills. There must have been a load of mills here as well.
Yeah, that's right, woolen mills.
Woolen mills, probably.
Well, the neighbour, it said cotton weaver,
Yeah,
but a lot of them who lived in the nearby ones were woolen weavers.
yeah. So I don't know if you're going to be able to stop anywhere and have a wander around. I'll just get rid of this Isuzu on me bumper here. Otherwise I'll have a pickup truck attached to my upper thong.
Imagine it's this is
Binns Lane.
Binns Lane, so it's yeah, this is still Upper Thong Lane down here. Definitely couldn't have brought the van here.
Yeah, so these are some older cottages. That's number 12 there.
14.
Shall we ever get out and wander? You're not saying anything to me.
Yeah, yeah. Just wonder where you were going to park. I thought it was a bit dodgy
Yeah.
under the tree.
Yeah, there's a church here, isn't there?
Yeah, you see the church, they mentioned St John's.
Okay.
On one of the censuses it says Upper Thong St John's,
Yeah.
which could be this church.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's St John's Upperthong.
Yeah.
Okay, so baptism records are in there.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Okay, I'll see if I can turn around. Or at least park somewhere. Probably park outside the church, really, couldn't I? Yeah, just park here.
I'll have to get out your side.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right, climbing over.
Yeah. Well,
Unfortunately, the church is closed for building work. It'll be open soon. We can have a look round, can't we? Okay.
wonder if we'll find any Earnshaws in here.
Yeah, who knows?
Tara.
I wonder what that noise is. It's Tara. She sometimes does this. It seems to sort of catch her breath or
Yeah, it's when she gets overexcited.
a load
Turn
of
into a duck.
memorials here. Oh. Are they in any order? Keegan, Walker, Mellor, Howarth, Hinchcliffe. Look at that. That's good, isn't it? Grief, look at the graves. There, Poppy. Yeah, thank you for your tributes to Bill Owen. Got the boots there, haven't they? And the hat. No bottom. Got the hat. No. Huh. That's nice. Well, still haven't found anything, but what a glorious, glorious picture.
Yeah.
Look at that. I wouldn't mind spending my last days here.
No, they're peaceful.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
No, I think unless we knew where the grave was, I think we're going to really struggle to find this. At least you can read the graves. Tara's had enough grave hunting, haven't you? You're still looking to see if you can figure out who was buried here.
Well, it will be John Earnshaw and Hannah.
Right.
Hannah Earnshaw.
Okay.
1876, same year.
Yeah. We just can't find anything on a list of graves there.
No, I've searched.
Yeah, I mean, possibly somewhere up there. There's quite a few unmarked graves, so.
Yeah.
So this is 31.
Yeah, and that's where John Earnshaw and Hannah were living, the last census they're in.
So that's George Earnshaw's mum and dad?
No, his grandparents.
His grandparents?
Yeah, his grandparents.
Right, okay.
Charles's father was George's father.
He's living here. Let's try and get out of the sun there. I can't really see her. Okay, there's 31. Don't want to intrude too much.
No.
Yeah.
No. So that's, they died 1876 and they were living here 1871, still shown as woolen weavers.
Okay, so there must have been mills around here.
Maybe at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine they're buried anywhere else apart from in there.
No, they're in there somewhere. Just can't find them,
can't find them.
I'm kind of disappointed I couldn't find their graves. I am disappointed.
You are disappointed, yeah.
Yeah. Shame, but at least it's nice to know where they lived.
Yeah, and they lived here all their lives. They were born, both born here and both died here.
I think if I lived here, I wouldn't want to move.
No.
Yeah. There's another church here. Is that a church? No, or is it just a... I bet that's one of the old mills, you know.
Yeah, well, it's called the Old Sunday School.
Oh, right, okay, so that's the old Sunday school then. I do like getting things wrong.
Well, you want to know that. I was only saw a tiny little plaque on it. Well, this is some hill. And this road leads into Holmfirth.
Okay. We're going to try and get something to eat in Holmfirth, aren't we?
Going to wander about, aren't we?
Yeah. Good, yeah. Going to do the cafe, haven't we?
Yeah, we can find it.
Holmfirth Mills, that's called, don't they?
Well, maybe that's where they work then. He was a woolen weaver all the way through.
Yeah. So this morning we're off to Burnley.
Yeah, so we've gone for the very origins of where we could find where the Earnshaws were.
Yeah.
At Upper Thong.
Yeah.
We know that your John Earnshaw's son Charles moved to Dewsbury.
Yeah.
And he ran a pub called the Craven Heifer.
Yeah.
Which no longer exists. Then his son ran the Horse and Jockey and the Granby Hotel in Dewsbury.
Neither of which exist.
No, they don't exist, so there's no real point in us going looking for them.
No.
So what we decided to do is go and look for where your granddad was.
Yeah.
Because he was a barman at the Granby Hotel.
My granddad?
Your granddad, Maxwell Earnshaw.
Yeah.
Was a barman at the Granby Hotel in Dewsbury.
Yeah.
Then the First World War happened, and I found them in the 1921 census, living in Burnley, where his brother John Charles also lived,
Yeah.
and they set up a furniture business called Earnshaw Brothers.
Okay, which
So we-
looked like it was quite a big factory.
Yeah.
It's all right, we stopped digging the
Chair.
chair, thank
So
you.
we're off to find where he lived in 1921 in Burnley.
Yeah, this is my dad's dad.
Your dad's dad.
I never knew my granddad because he died in 1932.
Yes.
My dad was just 2. So.
Yes. So you don't know him.
No, that's
Well,
right.
I've got a picture of him which we'll put up.
Yeah, so off we go. So I'm not sure we're going to show, I don't think we'll show you the drive to Burnley, but pick you up when we get there, I think.
Yep. Okay.
So we'll see you later.
Yep.
So we're just coming into Burnley.
In 200 yards, turn left onto Oxford Road, then turn left.
Left here, presumably.
Now turn left.
Here then.
Yeah, this is Oxford Road.
Okay.
Now turn left.
Well, here.
Parent Street.
Okay. Good job. Good job. Good job.
In 200 yards, at the T-junction, turn right into your designated road, Parkinson Street.
Go. Blimey.
These are all new, these houses.
These are new
aren't they?
houses, aren't they? Yeah. So what we found at Upper Thong, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Sort of expecting 19th century cottages, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Get something built in 2015.
Yeah.
Now turn right.
Okay.
This is it, Parkinson Street.
Parkinson Street, yeah. So where were we now? Right.
Well, that's the end of the road.
That's
there.
the end of the road there, isn't it?
Being one of these older ones down here.
Oh,
In
right,
200
okay.
yards, you will reach your destination. Your destination, 53 Parkinson Street, is on the left.
Okay. Thank you.
Satellite dishes down here.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, isn't this a sort of typical northern terrace house?
Yeah, it is.
Obviously, we're not going to film inside or anything. But,
No, no.
You have reached your destination.
Yeah, 55. It's just one with the Audi outside, so
Yeah.
yeah, 53.
Yeah, 53.
Yeah. Okay. No, I mean, I suppose they weren't too bad houses, but 2 up, 2 down sort of things, aren't they?
Well, that's their first house when they moved here.
Yeah,
They did move to another house which looks a bit bigger.
yeah.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to see if we can find Waterloo, the mill, Waterloo Mill?
Yeah. I don't know which way to go here.
Go left at the moment. Might be able to see whether he could walk to work or not.
Yeah. Well, there's a evil speed hump there.
In 200 yards, turn left into your designated road, Waterloo Road.
Oh, so it wasn't very far then.
No. Well, it's must be this mill on the right here then.
Left.
Left even.
But not, I mean, I did look it up and I couldn't see, you know, there was nothing to do with it, so,
Past it, didn't we?
yeah.
Yeah, so this is Waterloo Road, isn't it? So it must have been,
Your designated road.
yeah, it must have been this building here, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like I say, it didn't have far to go,
no,
but quite industrial around here, isn't it? Or was. Post-industrial now.
yeah, so it could have been this, couldn't it?
Yeah. A factory and a mill.
Yeah,
There's still a chimney there.
yeah.
A lot of these are just warehouses nowadays, aren't they? No, girls. Got to keep moving, otherwise they think we're stopping. There's not much to see here, but at least we know where it is.
Right, so now we're going to where he was living when he sadly died in 1932.
Okay.
Now turn right.
Bit of a park here. Quite a nice park there.
Yeah.
Take the girls for a walk in there.
Yep.
In 200 yards. Now turn left.
What, here?
Here, yeah,
Look.
Smalley Street.
Now turn right.
See, this is the park, isn't it?
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. Perhaps we'll park up and have a wander. Oh, it's difficult to see what's coming, if anything. So what number was it?
90.
Reached your destination.
91.
Your destination.
So it would have been
91 Woodgrove Road.
this
Is on
one
the
here.
right.
That's quite nice.
It's a nice, I thought it was really nice
Yeah, let's just
house.
stop here. Get out and have a look wander, can we?
Yeah, I found this out from the probate.
And 95. Quite a nice neighbourhood, isn't it?
It's not lovely, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So that one there then, 91. Yeah. That's quite a big house as well. Oh, very
Obviously
nice.
the business was doing quite well by then, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's quite a come up from the little terrace house, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That would have been in, well, 10 years. It was 1932, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Right, come on.
Go on.
Let's have a... Go on then. Yeah, it was obviously a very nice area, and the grandmother must have been quite upset when he died. She was widowed for 40 odd years after that.
Yeah, I
Had to
know.
bring my dad up on her own.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's quite a nice little park, isn't
it
it?
is, isn't it? Little pond here. You can see the chimney, can't you?
Yeah,
Where we think the other
original
one was.
factory. Yeah. Yeah, I was just looking at the gate, the entrance gate here. It's got like a fancy torch thing on it. I don't think it means anything. I think it's just the entrance to a park. But
I mean, there's some sort of like old archways over there.
let's go and have a look over there then.
Looks like it had some shields.
Yeah,
either
got two
side.
shields on it. No, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Townley Garden Centre, Townley Hall.
Townley Hall.
Maybe it's something to do with the hall.
Yeah, I'll look that up.
Oh, it's quite a nice park. Quite a nice area. Nice views of the hills and the countryside
Yep.
beyond. Is that Turf Moor there then?
Thought that was.
I think
don't
it,
know,
I think
might
it is.
be.
Yeah, I think it is.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh. So my grandmother lived here until, what did you say, 1939?
Well, I found her in the 1939 register in Bury.
Oh, right, so she'd
So-
moved by 39,
Yeah, so I don't know when.
so we don't know when she moved.
No.
But it was a nice area.
Yeah.
There it is. One on the end, isn't it? Oop. Try not to film the occupant. Yeah. At least 4-bedroom by the looks of it, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely house.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice little front garden.
Yeah. Probably a back garden as well.
Yeah, I think they built an extension on the back.
Yeah.
Right, so how did they end up in Burnley? Because they
Right.
were in Dewsbury, weren't
Yeah.
they? Their father, George Earnshaw, died in 1910.
Right.
Their mother carried on running the Granby Hotel,
Yeah.
but John Charles Earnshaw, which
Yeah.
is Maxwell's brother.
Yeah, my
he-
granddad's brother.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
granddad's brother, so
Yeah.
he's your grand-uncle.
Yeah.
He moved to Burnley in
Yeah.
1911,
Yeah.
and he moved with his grandmother
Yeah.
and her second husband, who's
Okay.
called Turner.
Right.
Okay. John Charles then got married in Burnley, so he settled here.
Yeah.
He's shown as a cabinet maker.
Okay.
So he's still living here in 1921. He lives in Brunswick Road.
Yeah.
And he's shown as working at Waterloo Mill with Maxwell.
Right,
Okay.
so that's what we're going to go looking for.
No, that's the one we found
That's the
earlier
one
on.
just now, right,
Yeah, that's
okay.
the one just now. So by 1932, obviously Maxwell has died, but
Yeah.
John Charles carries on living in Burnley.
Yeah.
And I've got a newspaper cutting from, I think it must be in the 50s or 60s,
Yeah.
talking about the mill that they then owned,
Yeah.
which was called the Central Mill, and it was in Albert Street.
Okay.
Okay, so that's where we're going to go and look next.
Yeah.
And then I found out that in this cutting, this mill is being run then by John Charles's sons. One's called George and one's called Cyril.
Okay.
And they're running. There's a couple of other names that mention. One of them's Booth.
Yeah. And
Okay.
meanwhile, my grandmother's on the side.
Meanwhile, your grandmother's moved back to Bury.
Yeah.
They've carried on running.
And she's
the
ended
business.
up as a domestic servant.
Yeah, living.
So it's quite a come down, isn't it,
Yeah.
from being married to a factory owner
Yes, right. Yeah.
to ending up as a domestic servant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She's living with Smiths, isn't
Somebody
she?
called Smith,
which,
yeah, so-
I didn't even know, so
No, we don't know who they are.
no.
So anyway, so we're now going to see if we can find the big factory they had, which was called Earnshaw Brothers and Booth, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Right.
So now going looking for Central Mill, Albert Street.
Okay. Which may not be there anymore. But we have got some pictures of it.
Yes, and so I've got this article. There's a picture of George Earnshaw on that article. He's the son of John Charles.
In half a mile, turn left, then you will reach a crossroad. The crossing road is your destination.
Oh, God. So that is Turf Moor you can see there, isn't it? Must be.
Must be, mustn't
Yeah.
it?
Home of Burnley Football Club, in case anyone's wondering.
In 200 yards, turn left, then you will reach a crossroad. The crossing road is your destination.
Okay. Not sure it is here. Might have taken the wrong turn in here. Yes, I did. Never mind. It was redirecting me.
In 90 yards, turn right onto Easton Place, then immediately turn right. Now turn right.
Turn right here. Yeah.
I think it's round the back here, Albert Street.
Now turn right.
Are we in Albert Street now? mate?
No. So you've got to
Okay.
turn right here.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going through the gates.
No,
there.
no.
In 40 yards, you will reach a crossroad. The crossing road is your destination.
Right,
Okay.
so this is Albert Street.
Destination. The crossing road is your destination.
Okay. Well, I can't go down there, can I, sir? Some land being cleared here.
Could have been there, couldn't it?
Oh, good grief, yeah. Yeah.
I bet it was in there
Must have
somewhere.
been there, mustn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't see any signs or anything on there, just
No, just a
Oh,
lot of bricks
workshop.
and
workshops and things. There you are.
Somewhere in
my
there.
great uncle used to own.
Yeah, and your
And
granddad
Grandad.
before he
before he died.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of those bricks over there. I've got some pictures. So. So that sort of brings your family history sort of up to date, apart from what happened when you were in Bury.
Yeah. Right, there were a few things we sort of discovered after we came back from Yorkshire, and I thought we'd let you know what we found out. I mean, there was a little story really about Margaret Medley.
That's right.
Margaret Earnshaw, as she was.
Yes. Yeah, she carried on running the Granby Hotel in Dewsbury after George died in 1910.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's a story about her in 1913. She was having a private party at the Granby Hotel.
This appeared in the newspaper.
This appeared in the newspaper, which was called the Dewsbury Recorder. Okay, and what happened was she had this private party. A policeman came and sort of obviously knocked on the pub door and said, you know, what's happening here? And someone invited him in for a drink. Okay, so he came in, he sat down. He wasn't supposed to be there.
You're not supposed to drink on duty, apparently.
No. So Margaret was busy because it's her party, dishing out drinks and food and everything, and she forgot he was there. And it wasn't until later that he started singing that apparently his sergeant and his inspector happened to be walking along the road, Foundry Street, I think it was, and they recognised the voice. Yeah. So they knock on the door then and say, "What is PC, whatever his name, doing here?" And she said, "Oh, I thought he'd gone." So you shouldn't be having a policeman in here and you shouldn't be drinking. So she appeared in court and she was fined £5.
Which is quite a lot of money.
Quite a lot in 1913, yeah. So that's
what was the charge? I think she was charged with harbouring a policeman.
Something like that. I think it was detaining a policeman whilst on duty. Something like that, yeah. Whereas really he'd sat down, had a drink and started singing and was enjoying himself, and he was fined £5. So that's Margaret Medley, who became Margaret Earnshaw, who married George Earnshaw, who died in 1910.
Yeah. And we also found out a little bit about my grandmother, Edith. I obviously knew my grandmother. She died in 1977. 77, and you met her, didn't you?
I met her, yeah. When she lived in Bury.
She was a widower for 40 odd years. She brought up my dad on her own.
Yes.
And it was a little bit of a sad story. I mean, we said that she was living in that big house in Woodgrove Road in Burnley. Yeah. And when Maxwell died, my granddad died, she got another house in Bury. She moved to Bury, where her sister was. Yes. So she had a semi-detached house, quite a nice semi-detached house in Bury. But things didn't go too well for Edith. She lost a fair bit of money, and I think some investments failed. And that sort of thing.
Because it was the 1930s, wasn't it? Not an ideal time.
And she ended up living with her sister in a shop. Really. A shop, a two-bedroom shop. Now, I mentioned this to my mum when we got back, and she said, "Oh yeah, I remember them living in that two-bedroom flat." And obviously with Roy and Alice and her husband and their children.
I mean, Charles Gordon Smith, we didn't know who he was.
No, we didn't know. I think we said in the video we didn't know who he was.
No.
But he was obviously married to my grandma's sister, Agnes.
Yeah, so that's why he was an executor for Maxwell's will. Yeah. And why she moved into the two-bedroom flat above. It says it's a herbalist.
He was a herbalist, yeah. Mum remembers him being a herbalist.
Yeah. So, and his son, Gordon, carried on living in Bury. So, now we've sort of pieced those two bits together.
But what a come down, really, from being married to a mill owner to ending up living above a shop.
A tragedy.
So that was a little tragedy in the family, really, if you like.
Yeah, and then also his brother, I mean, we've mentioned him, haven't we, John Charles. Yeah. He also lived in the same road, but at 73, I think it was.
Yeah, and we didn't know that when we went.
We didn't know that when we went to, otherwise we would have had a look at that house. But I found out that he died in 1941. So he didn't live a lot longer than Maxwell. So we
No.
don't know, you know, whether it's something to do with what they were doing with the furnishing or what. But he died quite young as well.
My granddad's war records were interesting as well.
Yes. He signed up He was 29
Yeah.
when he signed up at Pontefract in
And this was
1918.
Yeah, I'm going to say. Yeah,
Yeah, and they said he had defective teeth and he had a lot of rheumatic fever attacks.
Yeah, so we don't know if that's what he died from. 'Cause
Yeah.
we haven't got his death certificate.
No.
We did think about ordering him. It's something like £40, wasn't
Well,
it?
they say because of all the shutdowns, you know, over
Yeah.
COVID and everything,
It would take
it would
time
take ages for us to get that. So
Yeah,
we don't know, and nobody's written on their tree that they know. So
And the other thing that I shouldn't be surprised about was the number of children who died.
yes, during other times,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, what happened? Do you want to talk about the Earnshaw brothers a bit?
Yeah.
Because the Earnshaw. Well, it's Maxwell and John Charles to begin with, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Then somebody called Wilfred Booth joined them. That's where
yeah.
you get Earnshaws and Booths.
Booths, yeah.
And they carried on building furniture. We showed the mills that they moved between. And I think they carried on to about the 1960s. And I think it was carried on by John Charles's son, George, and Cyril.
Right. Okay.
And your mum remembers them, doesn't she?
She remembers going to Woodgrove Road and going to the house that they lived in.
Yeah.
And she was only just married then.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've got some adverts we've shown earlier from the Earnshaw brothers and Booth, wasn't it? And various factories they own, and also the furniture they made. And they were making kitchens, weren't they?
Kitchens,
The
yeah.
last
But
thing we could
the other thing
find.
we found out was that during the war, they were working on the Horsa gliders that were used in the D-Day landings.
Yes.
And they were building the fuselages for these Horsa gliders.
Yes.
Because obviously they were all made out of wood.
Yeah.
Never knew that. You know.
No.
It is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, and I found a picture of what was called a Queen Mary truck, which was what the fuselages went out on.
And transported, yeah.
And I found a little extract from somebody who was living in Burnley at the time, and she said they used to come in these great big trucks, and they put the fuselage on the back and have to cover it in canvas because
to
obviously
disguise
it was
it.
top secret.
Yeah,
And
they made the gliders in different factories all over the country to spread the risk because they couldn't risk these getting found out.
No, so they had various furniture companies that they got together in a big group, and they all made part of these gliders.
So it just shows you what happens when you start investigating your family history and where it takes you. It's absolutely fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, the great thing about Ancestry as well is that you can see other people's trees, or you can communicate with other people by messages by
This sounds like a sponsored video now.
No, it's not. No.
This video is
I
sponsored.
don't know how much
No,
I've paid in subscriptions over the years.
Yeah, I know.
But I wanted to, because there's so much valuable information, you collect, all the census records you can look at.
Yeah, so I hope you found that as interesting as we did. We'll find out with the viewing figures, won't we?
Yours, right.
But if you did, give us a thumbs up, and if you could, remember to subscribe and hit the notification button, because we've got a couple of follow-up videos kind of spinning out of this, really, because we went to Holmfirth, and you can't go to Holmfirth without exploring Last of the Summer Wine.
Yeah.
So we did a little bit of the tourist bit there.
Yeah.
And also, when we went to Burnley, we discovered that park that we explored was part of a larger stately mansion called Townley Hall.
Yeah.
And we had a look at that, and we were blown away by that.
That was really interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so we've got a couple more videos coming up. So if you hit that notifications icon, you'll get a notification when we release that. So not quite sure when I'm going to release those yet, because I've got to get on the old laptop and do a bit of editing. But this video itself is been taken quite a time to do.
Yeah, because of the research we've done. But it's been really interesting,
So like I say, if you enjoyed it, you know what to do, and we'll catch you in the next one.
We will, yeah.
Okay.
Bye then.